Yes, indeed. Look at our pretty sparklers. We've got lightning in the background of this one because it's time for Tekken 6. No, don't start fighting without my permission. Okay, now here we are. Now, I wasn't originally planning to do this like so quickly after 5, but the... Oh wow, this is a... You really, yeah. Get ready for a lot more of this. The load times got a little bit ridiculous. But, yeah. So, it wasn't in the cards initially for me to, like, do 6 so soon after finishing up 5. Like, this'll be more or less immediate, the transition will. But, the brain numbers, which you may know is the intangible force in my head that tells me when to release certain things, were telling me to do this in August. And, like, I woefully, as it turns out, underestimated the amount that I'd already put on my plate. So, like, August is now just booked solid, essentially. Like, still wasn't done with 5. Because 5 ended up representing more characters than I had intended. But, so yeah, now I'm just going straight in. We're going to start with the scenario campaign. Now, I've had to start a whole new profile for the purposes of this, which is why everything is, beginner, no win, no battles have taken place, there is no coins whatsoever. And we're just a man shooting the tanks in the background. Because it's one of these. There's no new game in the scenario campaign. You have to be starting from the beginning to start from the beginning. There's no other way. So I've commandeered another profile, and it just sort of made sense to look at the the full story before we did anything else. So I'd better stop running my mouth. Now, do you remember Devil Within? I'm not even sure I can on the PlayStation 3 anymore, if I'm to be perfectly honest. But yeah, so it's yeah. Oh hey. So these appeared. So a bunch of these are in Tekken 7, and I watched these in order to be caught up on the general plot, but now they're just here, they're just doing it. So they came from this. Right, so here's the actual story of all of the Iron Fists. My little summaries in tag were irrelevant, because they were based on what we're seeing now, for the most part. Heihachi's running his mouth about how nobody can punch him enough. Yeah, there we go. And off he goes off the cliff! You will be seeing that shot a few times. After 2 years, power was everything. Here's everything, look, notice how it's all power. I've made a streetlight bend over. That guy again, the poor bouncing sod. And so immediately I punched a man about it. Off they all go. I don't believe it. Yep. And off we go. But this time it's a volcano about it. And yet somehow the exact same fucking Pride Rock Jutting Proclumbity dangles a seagull outside your apartment. Also, I've apparently have had a child with this woman. That was quick. Meet you in one fighting tournament. Can't imagine the tournament took more than a couple of days at most. Right, here's where we start worrying. We have appropriated cultures to bring you a man to punch. Oh, this is a different person talking now, okay. Thought we were about to learn something about Heihachi. It turns out, all of this... Maybe if I can punch a tournament hard enough, my mum will come back to life. That's where I learned to do this. He gave me a whole 3 frames of animation. I biffed every single person. And then the big man came out. And that's when I had wingies. And that's the origin of birds. I'm bored of cliffs now. A bullet's a bit like a cliff if you think about it. Oh no, he thought about it and it wasn't. It's always 2 years. Is that just the development time for all of these? I'm assuming it was of a specific man. Yeah, they don't just give you random photographs of burn victims. I mean, the rich are into some shit. I don't know one way or the other, do I? The good corporation. Yes. Off they go. But he'd already stood up and punched. No, I'm gonna punch the camera and then you won't know where I am anymore again. Thank you for slowing down so I could confirm that the tournament is also available on public transit. Very efficient brakes. They would develop brakes that efficient purely to advertise to people, wouldn't they? Right, yes. The final punch. Possibly the semi-final punch. He went bonked the dad. No. No, I've decided against. Off his legs. And then he floops off into the sky. One day it will be his. And now this we know about, but just in case you skipped all those. Oh. I am a large number of robots. He fought for a little bit. Just a bit of a flop. A two-dimensional image of my son has abandoned me. The Archie Mishima is dead. They put that on the stock market ticker for some reason. When you become corporate enough, you are the stock prices. No, I will not explain what that means. It would be wasted on you.
50年前、息子である平八から全てを奪われた男、三島陣八。かつて最強の剣士と呼ばれた男に、俺は勝った。
So Jinpachi's whole involvement was worth like 2 sentences.
そう。力こそ全てだ。
It's like everyone becomes a bastard upon becoming the head of the... Oh! Right, and now here's the setup for this. So Jin is just... So yeah. This is a bit of a sudden heel turn for Jin Kazama. The company, the Mishima Zaibatsu, has declared war on literally everyone. How did the possibility that it was enter your mind in the first place? Okay, so we've stopped. We've skipped the bit where I was like, maybe it's bad that we're doing literally the war. The war, capital T, the war, is a lion picture. I hope you enjoy that. Right, events have been set in motion. I apologise that the first 12 minutes of this has been slideshows. Potius mori quam tradere. So, you know, here's the night. Here's the mountains at night. A thing flies. We're dropping objects. It's time to reach the drop point. Right, here's my personnel carrier. Whoop. We put little jets in it to make it slow down in the air. Zoom, away we go. That's rather dramatic. Oh! Well, that's rather night vision. Well, that's rather military force. Look at us go! We're all walking like we need a shit. Oh! Right, because it's rebellion. They didn't like change the armor in any way to make it less confusing for the viewers. Oh, my mistake. They've got little lions on their shoulders. That'll help you tell who your enemies are in a combat scenario. If you were like doing a stealthy infiltration espionage, that'd be one thing. You've clearly abandoned that. Hello, here's me, the only identifiable man. Oh, they're also a bit red on their shoulders. Beg your pardon, sir? I'm so good at martial arts that the rocket gave up and ran away. Here's a floor for you that's gone. What did he do to make that happen? Was that the rocket go? Was an indication that a rocket was about to be launched, provided at any stage, or am I supposed to just know that explosives were in the room, and therefore it's not impossible that this could have happened? Here's a Hoxkabokti. What's that? Is that Boskonovich in actual Russian letters? I would assume. Of course. You know, obviously. Makes sense. What? Who's writing Nietzsche? They're writing Nietzsche to say, well, maybe you're just as bad. I mean, that's obviously not the point he was making, but it's obviously what it's been used to say since. Nietzsche's not had the best luck with people interpreting his work. You may or may not know. Anyway, here's the bit that's in-engine. Shooty guns. Have we not had enough shooty guns? Hello, Alpha Leader. You can't both be Roger. You're taking the Michael. One of you take Michael. Alright? Rock, paper, scissors. Who's Roger and who's Michael? There's D1, look. Oh shit, they figured out I'm D1. I wonder what gave it away. Ow. You punched me so hard through the wall! This is getting very silly and I am all about it. I mean, there was a kangaroo with boxing gloves in the last game. There was 2 kangaroos with 2 separate sets of boxing gloves in the last game. But the potential has been fully unleashed. Here's my lion, she's going to have a look at all the evidence. Yes, very fast-moving paragraphs. That indicates that science has been happening. And they can't show us the full code, because then that'd be a breach in security protocol. We'd be able to get in. Any old schmuck. And all the schmucks are watching. We can feel their eyes boring holes into the back of our heads. Sabaskonovich. I appear to have found Snow White? Just dead women in capsules. It's normal science stuff. Oh no, it's the Omega. You're already down to your last man? Oh no, I stepped awkwardly and it blew up the roof. Jacks. So at this point the Jacks are owned by the... So I guess from saving... Jane? Because Jane was saved by a G Corporation freighter between 4 and 5. And so I get... And that's how... Okay, I won't think anymore. They've sent in one of those just brain-jamming in images. There's no point after that. There's no plums I can't defeat. Okay, now. Almost at the point where I would normally end the episode. Past the 20-minute mark, are we about to see some gameplay? This is not what I expected the first episode to be. Yes, here we go. It's time to do a moving about. Alright, you fucks, I can use the analog sticks. Yeah, now, unlike Devil Within, we have the full range of attacks that are available in the 2D fighting. Available here in the 3D setting. Now, I don't remember that working horribly, given that to hear that said out loud, you wouldn't have thought it'd work. But let's utilise our attacks to eliminate the enemies and see if it's as bad. Okay, I can... Well, this is immediately a bit slower than I was perhaps. Stop warbling. Well, one thing I will perhaps say is that there's no indication of like what my health is, or even that I'm taking damage. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I can't lose. One can only hope, can't one? Because until I know what's going on, I will be phonely frowned upon. I don't know what phonely means. Is it an adjective? Or is phonely frowned upon my entire name? Have you changed my name to be that? Answer me, robot. Answer me, military robot. You have to answer my military questions, alright? Hello. Hello, we're focusing on you again. Something's about to happen. Okay. First impressions, or first re-impressions, I guess. Tiniest bit stodgy. Tiniest bit of the old stodge going on there, controls-wise. Certainly compared to the 2D version that I played just now to get my bearings a little bit. Because Lars is not a character that... Well, he is barely a character, but he's also not someone I'm familiar with tremendously. They're having a talk about all the talk. Oh no, people can die in wars. Ah, fuck. I forgot that. We all weren't sure, you see. We needed to know that he cares about his men. Or how will we know that we are the good guy? Because, I mean, to be fair, some of the choices we are aware he's made in the past, one would wonder a little bit. I'm sorry for closing your eyes. Now you can't see the ceiling. Oh no. What a little... I don't fully understand how to do the worm, but I will give it my best effort. No! I'm surrendering. Oh. Oh no, when Jacks surrender, they turn into a very bright light. That very bright light that never happens before an explosion, but we're always shown when an explosion is happening. Oh no! We'd just gotten over the fact that one person can die in a war. Now everyone's exploded. Ah, he's going to have to apologise for closing so many eyelids. I'm alive somehow, because I'm the best one at martial arts. I kicked the Grim Reaper. And he was just so taken aback. Oh, no, it's... Stand down, it's just the floor. Here's our friend and neighbour, the dead one. Eye-touring analysis and what technology? Something technology. Come on now. Really not sure how to approach the wall. It turns out I'm the least dead one. It feels like you're trying to move at 60 frames per second in a game that doesn't run that. Why are you so much... Why are you so much more frame? We're not really sure. Oh fuck, is he genuinely not really sure? Oh no, the explosion just now gave him fucking amnesia because we're in a video game. What was even the point of establishing who he was? Which you already knew, except the grenades. You gave him a whole backstory that we're now going to ignore. Well, yeah, and it turns out I'm a robot. And that's why I'm here, despite apparently... When did your leg connect before the jack moved? Well, this is no. Calm down. I just came. I'm not even a combatant. I just came in to say hello, to see what was going on. I must ask you to. Oh shit! I have chainsaws in my arms. That's who I am. We've just gone through that. He can't even remember the question he just asked. I wasn't fully aware that I was a robot, I guess. Oh, hello, I'm still here. They're making a real habit of this. Yes. Oh. Shush. That Jack entered this room purely so that these two people could establish to each other that they could fight. What an existence. For fuck's sake, that'll be 3 more of them. Are there any other martial arts moves you would like to demonstrate? Off we go. Please come back. I'm lonely. People don't recognize me as sentient life. Why have you made a sentient capsule, Boskonovich, you old fool? I mean, he's dead. But why's his ghost done it? There's the lion. Here's the knife. Here's 2 people, 4 people. Hello? Who's this now for us to deal with? I'm Percy, and I'm here to look at the dead. Oh, it's not a knife, it's a whole sword. I'm so good at martial arts as well that I get a sword. Hang on, there's a funny little symbol at the bottom of that. That's the little... Are they going to focus on it at some point so that we can all observe it together? Oh no! The army. The army scrambler. The captain's lost his funny badge. I'm worried about that. Something silly may have happened. Look at my 4-part chest. If I run very fast into something, I can break open a door. It's designed for chest bait. What is that on your back? Is that like a little coat hanger thing? I think we can sort of put a rope under it and hang you up. It's for dangling all the men. In a deployment scenario. Right, are you quite finished? Probably not. There's probably going to be one more scene between what's his name and what's her name, isn't there? Where they name each other. Well, we know Alice's name. Did Lars say his name at some point? Oh, hello. I've got a first aid kit. I guess. And 0 points. When enemies are not in the surrounding area, I can move freely. Alice is just letting me know how to walk. Because I've managed to forget that as well. Just now, while we were fleeing. Okay. Hello. You are my friend, and there's a giant cockerel over there or something? There's a man. Well, the mystery man is going to have to wait. Well, we've got one of those coat hangers as well. Quite the turning radius on you. There's magical stop. The power of the flowers is stopping you from walking off the path. Is there any way we can turn up the analog sensitivity? Maybe I'll look into that, because it's as I've been trying to do this whole time. It's time to end the episode. We'll deal with Mr. Distance another moment. Sorry about how much setup there was. I wasn't anticipating it. Christ, we're in for something.